Hello, I want to welcome you to this step-by-step walkthrough of our online student enrollment system. We're very excited to present this online form as an option for you to enroll your child, and we want to take you through the process from start to finish. This video is for new families who are enrolling a student for the first time or for families who are returning to us who do not currently have any students enrolled. We will start by showing you how to create an account in our enrollment system, which is where you will start your new student enrollment process. We will end this video by showing you how to start an enrollment for a second student and how to use the information that you entered for the first student to make additional enrollments a little bit easier. We will start here on the Everett Public Schools website. Click on the enrollment icon. There are two options here for enrollment: general enrollment for grades 1 through 12 and kindergarten enrollment for kindergarten only. The process is similar for both, so for this example, we'll click on kindergarten enrollment. We're now on the kindergarten enrollment screen. Note that this page is to enroll your child for the next school year, fall of 2021. If you want to enroll your child for the current school year, click here on General Enrollment to go to the General Enrollment page. You'll see that there are two options here: Enroll Online Fall 2021 for next year and Enroll Online Now for this current year. For this example, we will enroll a new student for the 2021-2022 school year. Click the appropriate button in your language of choice. This will take you to the account creation or the login screen. The first time you come to the screen, you will click the Create Account button and then enter a few personal details that will allow you to create your enrollment account. Please note that you want to be careful about your email address when you create your account, because you will need to be able to use this email address to confirm your account and also to be able to access your enrollment information in the future. There are a few security questions for you to answer, just like there are in any other online accounts that you may have created in the past. You will also need to certify that you are over the age of 13. Click Create Account to continue. After your account is created, you will start to add your first student. Click Add Student to move on. Everett Public Schools online enrollment may take around half an hour to fill it out. If you are unable to finish it in one sitting, you can save it and return later. This can be useful if you need to gather documentation to be uploaded. For a more seamless experience, try to have documents ready and prepared before you begin. Once you've added your student, this introduction page provides you with some basic instructions. To change the language of the form, click the icon in the upper right corner. Available languages are English, Spanish, Russian, or Vietnamese. To move forward in the form, there is a Next button at the bottom of each page. Now you will begin to answer questions about your student, including questions that will help us to locate the neighborhood school that they should attend. The online form is responsive, so when we choose the grade of kindergarten, the options specific to kindergarten students appear. Another example of the responsive nature of this form is this question regarding living arrangements. If we answer that we are in temporary living arrangements, we are asked follow-up questions. But if we change the answer to no, then those questions are unnecessary, so they are not asked. After entering your address and selecting it from the list, don't forget to enter your apartment number if necessary. If you live in an apartment complex, you will need to click the Find Zoned Schools button. The map will then show your home location, as well as the location of any schools that may be appropriate based on your student's grade level and your address. You can then select your neighborhood school from the drop-down menu below the map. If you are interested in applying for free or reduced priced meals, a link to the meal application is available in the enrollment application. Clicking on it will open the application in a new window where you can apply and then return to the enrollment form. You can also leave the application open and apply after completing your enrollment form. This next section is about any supports and services that your student may have received in the past, either before starting school or in a prior school. We use this information to help know which staff should review enrollment paperwork as we prepare for your student's first day at school. Schools in Washington ask about whether parents or guardians of students are affiliated with the military. This helps us to support students in times of uncertainty and to provide flexibility in times of transition. For students entering kindergarten, knowing if your child participated in a formal pre-kindergarten program helps us understand their experience with the classroom environment. We also collect information about younger siblings so that we can invite them to age-appropriate learning opportunities and reach out to families when it's time to think about kindergarten enrollment for those children as well. The kindergarten questionnaire is a responsive area of the enrollment form that only appears when a student is being enrolled in kindergarten. It allows our kindergarten teachers to get a better sense of each student as a person, as well as their strengths and weaknesses. This section is important because each teacher appreciates the opportunity to hear from you, the parents of their new students, and what makes your student special. In this section, we ask for you to identify your student's race and ethnicity. While you may opt out of providing this information, if you choose to do so, we will follow up with you after your form is submitted to further discuss your options. You can make multiple race and ethnicity selections on this screen using the checkboxes and drop-down menus, so please choose the options that you feel are appropriate for you and your student. You will need to make a selection for both Part A, ethnicity, and Part B, race. After race and ethnicity, we ask about place of birth. It's important to note that while we ask these questions, no information collected by the school will ever be used to identify students or families' immigration status. Born outside of the United States also includes students born on military bases outside of the US. When we ask if your student has ever received formal education outside of the US, this is specifically about primary or secondary school education and does not include preschool. All students enrolling are asked home language questions, including the first language that they learned and the primary language spoken in their home. In the case of an equally bilingual household, please select the non-English language. Students are not automatically placed in English language support classes based on the answers to these questions, but are screened to determine if those supports are needed. This employment survey will help us to determine if your child qualifies for supplemental services at school. Again, your answer is strictly confidential and will not be shared or distributed. Family information is where we start to gather information about parents and guardians, or about students who are acting as their own guardian in the case of emancipated or unaccompanied youth. If there are any active court orders like parenting plans, it's important to let the school know. You will be provided with the opportunity to upload the documents at the end of the enrollment process. Having these documents allows the schools to help support families appropriately. The primary parent guardian should always be the parent guardian who lives at the same physical address as the student. The only exception to this rule is for foster children. In this case, their caseworker should be entered as the primary parent guardian. You can enter up to 3 numbers for each parent guardian, and you may indicate whether the phone number receives automated electronic messages when you choose the phone type. Use care when entering your email address, because communication about your enrollment will be sent to the email address entered in this form. Up to 4 additional parents and guardians can be entered for each student. All students are required to have at least one emergency contact who is not one of their parents or guardians. These contacts are authorized to pick up your child in an emergency situation only. Release of students to non-parent guardian contacts in any other situation requires the express consent of a parent or guardian. You can select the order in which contacts should be prioritized. Guardians are to be prioritized first, then emergency contacts. The health information is one section of the enrollment form that can be either very long or very short, depending on the child's health history and your corresponding answers. As we walk through the form, you can see that by answering yes to the allergy question, more questions appear, requesting further information. This helps our health services team be prepared for your student and their needs before they start school. Pay careful attention to the additional health concerns and requirements section. You can always answer yes to this question to preview the list of possible concerns, and then change your answer to no if none of them are applicable. If you indicate that your student will require medications at school, then you will be given the opportunity to provide further details. You will also have the opportunity to upload a medical authorization form. Finally, we ask you to indicate that you understand that if your child has a medical emergency while at school or while under school supervision, that Everett Public Schools will call emergency medical services. The transportation screen provides a summary of transportation information and a link to transportation policies and procedures. You are also asked to acknowledge that you are aware of and understand the policies and procedures. Next is a link to the School en route Finder application. The School en route Finder will open in a separate tab that you can use to locate the nearest bus stop for the current school year. Bus routes for following school years are often not set until shortly before the school year begins. This section lets you indicate how you plan for your child to travel to and from school each day. If busing is available and you plan for your child to take the bus, you would choose School Bus. If you plan to drop your child off each day, then you would choose Parent. Lastly, if your schedule varies from day to day, you have the option to choose different methods by day of the week. The Agreements page provides you with links to important information about being a student or parent in Everett Public Schools. It has a link to the Students' Rights and Responsibilities Handbook. Clicking on the link will open up a new tab on the Everett Public Schools website, which has links to the handbook in multiple languages. You can spend time reading it now, or you can save it to reference later. Pay special attention to the conditions for use of technology, because you are asked to acknowledge that you have received and agree to them. The next acknowledgement is that you are aware of and understand the attendance policies and procedures. These are also part of the Rights and Responsibilities Handbook, but this link will take you to part of the Everett Public Schools website that is specific to attendance. You may read through them here on the website, or you may go to page 12 in the handbook. Next is the description of directory information. You will be asked to consent to release your student's name and photo for various uses. There is a separate question about whether you would like your child to be included in the yearbook, even if you don't want their name or photo to be released for other types of media. Finally, we ask your permission for your child to use the internet at school. Many tools now require internet access, so answering no to this question may disallow your child's access to various learning tools, putting your student at a disadvantage. As we near the end of the enrollment process, you have an opportunity to upload documents. This can be done from your computer or from a mobile device or tablet equipped with a camera. On a computer, just click the Upload button for each document you wish to upload and select the file in the dialog box by double-clicking. Multiple files or pages can be uploaded for each document type. If you're not able to upload documents, then you can bring them into the school office to complete your enrollment, or you can email documentation to the school registrar or office manager when they reach out to you for follow-up. Optional documents may help school staff to correctly place your child and make their transition smoother. Though they can be helpful, they're not required. Finally, you certify that you are your child's legal guardian and that the information represented is complete and accurate by selecting Yes here. Electronically sign the enrollment form by typing your name in the electronic signature box and selecting the current date. The summary screen will highlight any incomplete fields or errors in your submission. You can go back to correct these by clicking Find Invalid Fields. This will navigate you back to the section that you need to complete or correct. Once you make the necessary change, you can click Next to save your change or click on Summary on the left to return to the summary page. Once all these check marks are green, you're done, and you can click Submit. Your work on this enrollment is now finished. This can be a long process, and we appreciate your hard work and patience. Though your child's online enrollment is complete, this Next Steps page offers you a few additional options. You can download and print a copy for your records and download any supplemental forms. To add another student, click the registration link. Then enter their name and birth date and click the Add Student button. From here, choose Import if you want to use the information you've already entered. This will make the process quicker and easier as some fields will autofill with information. Thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of the online enrollment process. I hope it was helpful in making your child's enrollment process smooth and simple. Welcome to Everett Public Schools.